Hello and welcome back to the College Esports Recap Report. I'm your host Kbot, and I'll be taking you through all of the Week 1 Collegiate Rocket League action. In the East, we saw the debut of the new Akron rosters, with Patty moving over to Akron Gold alongside Fal and Jonathan, and Bullseye joining Buzz and Tristan. And what a better way to test out the new rosters than with a head-to-head clash at the opening of the season. The clash of the past versus the future. We saw strong performances out of both teams, trading map after map. Akron Blue held their sister squad to match point, tying up the series before ultimately closing it out with a single goal in the final game. Meanwhile, while they might have went 3-12 last season, we're seeing Ball State make a splash in the first week of CRL Spring. They took down CRL newcomers Western Michigan, put up a little resistance in games 2 and 3, but the Ball State Cardinals took down the Broncos with ease in game 4 at a scoreline of 6-2. Off-stream, Ball State also took a win versus Akron Blue, 3-2. Indian River State College is off to an uncharacteristic rocky start this season, picking up losses against both Université Laval and Stockton. Both teams in that last matchup seemed to have a pretty strong offensive presence. Stockton had 44 shots and 13 goals over IRSC's 38 shots and 9 goals. But the defense just wasn't quite there for the IRSC crew, despite their 26 saves to the Ospreys' 21. It is only the first week, of course, so IRSC has plenty of time to reflect on those games and pick it up for the remaining 4 weeks of this season. After all, CRL League play is a marathon, not a sprint. Moving on to the West, we saw the debut of 2 new CRL teams. Borregos Monterrey had their first 2 on-stream matches of the season in Week 1. When asked about their expectations for the season, Absorbent Karma was confident that Monterrey would make their mark.
I will expect myself to make it to top 4 at the very least.
Yes!
Oh yeah, dude!
Honestly, if I get anything lower than that, I think I will be disappointed in myself.
While their first match of the season might have been an off-stream loss to Boise State, Monterrey didn't let it shake them too much. They quickly had to bounce back to take on Ottawa, who was a pretty solid CRL squad with 3 seasons under their belt. Whether it was a change of the Ottawa roster or Monterrey bringing the heat, or maybe a bit of both, Monterrey was able to deliver a sweep of their own, and, well, let's just let the clip speak for itself.
¡Ay! Cante del cielito el lindo, canta y no llores, porque cantando salen al cielito lindo los corazones. ¡Ay, ay, 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 ay! Canta y no llores.
But their second on-stream match versus Utah was not quite as easy. The Wild Rams started off strong versus the Utes, who had a pretty weak defense for the first 3 games. Utah was able to tie it up 2-2 after a 3-minute overtime in Game 4. In Game 5, Monterrey's defense seemed to break down, giving up 4 goals and ultimately the win. But as we mentioned, Borregos weren't the only team to make their grand CRL entrance this week. Alberta made their CRL debut in an incredibly strong fashion, taking a sweep over Texas Tech. Alberta also faced the CRL Fall 2022 champions of Columbia College in an off-stream match this week. They started digging their heels in Game 3 after going up 3-0, but ultimately surrendered in Game 4 to lose the series to the Cougars. What a week of CRL matches, and boy does it feel good to be back. CRL will be live again on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on the College Carball channel, and on Thursday on the official Rocket League channel. Let us know who you're rooting for down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this episode of the College Esports Recap Report. Be sure to follow us to stay up to date on all things College Esports.